many times that we're often too proud to accept helps. Times have changed. Well, I still believe, as I'm sure most of you do, in helping children, the poor, and the sick where there is a need. I believe it should no longer be paid for by property taxpayers, and let me explain why I believe this. Property taxpayers understand the use of property taxes for certain services, and they demand these services, such as for roads, the graveling and maintenance of those gravel roads, paved roads, and the cost also of maintenance of those roads, whether it be summer or winter. On law enforcement, fire protection, ambulance services, costs associated with the offices of auditor, recorder, clerk of court, tax director, treasurer, state's attorney, and emergency management. They have a say concerning these costs and where and how their property tax dollars are spent. They do not understand property tax dollars funding social service costs for the programs that are federally or state mandated where they have little or no say. Now, I understand the pressure that gets put on you from offset property taxpayers when they see their taxes go up. I get that same pressure. Our costs of services go up just like the costs of state programs do. We have salaries, health insurance, supplies, heat, electricity, equipment, buildings, and also the associated costs of maintenance. And as local county officials, we can explain to our constituents why these costs increase, because people understand how their own personal costs have increased. There is also an inequity across the state. It was explained earlier with property taxes funding social services, of which I know that the Association of Counties has presented to most of you before. If I may, I would like to give an example of property tax inequity, but it's not just related to social services. My mother, who is 93, lives in an apartment in our small town of Bowden. She owns approximately 1,080 acres of farmland which borders a half-mile of paved road and 1 mile of gravel road. My wife and I live in a modest, comfortable house on 40 acres which borders a half-mile of paved road. My mother paid 13 times as much in property taxes as we did. Yet other than the road difference, my wife and I have the same or more demands on local services. And just a note on that, I do pay, I don't farm, when I did farm, I never met the threshold of being tax exempt on my farm.
You've always paid tax on your farm home.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you know, I know that some in the legislature feel that if the costs of social services are assumed by the state, the counties will just increase their levies in other areas. And I want to assure you, the county officials budget on the dollars needed to provide the services that are demanded by our constituents. And we're also restricted by caps on our fund levies unless voted on by the constituents to increase. If the state assumes the cost of social services, it removes that 20 mil levying authority by the counties for social services. If this bill is passed, it would be a part of a property tax reform that the people are demanding. And I also want to make note that at our North Dakota Association of Counties convention that we hold in October, much of this information was presented to the counties at that time. Joe Morissette presented the formula, and it was a resolution was passed at the North Dakota Association of Counties approving of this, approving full support of this concept. If this bill is passed, again, I would hope that you would come out of here with a do pass recommendation on Senate Bill 2206. I thank you for your time, and I would take any questions.